Hey, what's up, SEO pros? Big news! I recently discovered SEO Nitro, and let me tell you, it's a game changer. In just days, I saw incredible results that blew my mind. With SEO Nitro, you can get links from thousands of different C-block IPs, the most powerful links at a fraction of the cost. Patent software lets you control your entire backlink profile in minutes. Add, remove, and change links at any time. Protect your site from Google's changes with SEO Nitro's revolutionary backlinking software. Imagine having the power to have laser-targeted themed backlinks, automated link spinning, set it and forget it. Thousands of stellar sites and manual and automated posting options. SEO Nitro is the ultimate SEO weapon. Head on to SEONitro.com now to revolutionize your SEO game. Don't miss out on page one. It's just click away. Hey, what's up, everyone? Happy Friday. Today we'll be talking about boosting your Google Map rankings with Patric, Shannon. Stefan, my man. Happy Friday. So Patric is the founder of LeadSnap and has his own mastermind. Very, very excited to see how he boosts his clients' map rankings. Should be very, very good. If you haven't checked out SEO Nitro yet, SEONitro.com. Awesome software. I'm getting great results myself on a lot of local clients of mine. So be sure to check that out. I mean, there still might be a sale going on there, so be sure to check that out. Hey, Shy Guys, say hi in the live chat. Let me know where you're watching from. About 8 more minutes to go. Any of you guys going to SEO spring training on April 3rd to the 7th? I'll share some information about it later in the episode. So be sure to check out SEOspringtraining.com. And you'll find the official media partner. So I'll be out there filming, doing interviews. Hopefully we'll meet a lot of you guys. John C. Hi. Shy Guys, let me know where you're watching from. Oh, if you guys have not, if you're in the US, send me an email. I still have some books, the SEO in 2024 books to give away. I have this SEO in 2024 book. So shoot me an email, dre@seo.video. If you're in the US, shoot me your address. I'll send this out to you. I'm not sure how many of you guys are seeing the pre-show, so I haven't gotten that many requests to send books out. So be sure to grab your copy today. It's free. I cover shipping. I just send it out to you. Just want to share the knowledge. SEO in 2024. If you're just tuning in, we got Patric Shannon coming in today. He'll be talking about boosting your Google Map rankings. Something we don't talk too much about here, which I mean, I'm really excited to learn myself since I picked up a few local clients myself. Jeremy, what's going on, Dre and Peeps? Let's do this. Yes, sir. What's up, Jeremy? Happy Friday, my man. Oh, grab my tea. Hold on. Oh, yeah. If you're just tuning in, we have Patric Shannon, the founder of LeadSnap, coming on. We'll learn how to increase our Google Map rankings. He has his own mastermind. I pinned his mastermind to the top of the comments, so be sure to check that out. Watching on LinkedIn and on Facebook, come over to YouTube if you want to ask some questions. I can see Patric just logging in here.
Yo.
Yo. Okay, can you hear me okay?
Yeah. The music is.
Love it.
Music's all good.
And then I can see you. I can hear you just fine as well. Love it.
Right on.
All right. We have Patric, Shannon in the back. We'll be learning how to boost your Google Map rankings. We got about 4 more minutes to go. Let me know where you're watching from. We have our buddy Patric all the way out in Florida. And if you haven't checked it out yet, I pinned the mansionmasterminds.com into the live chat. You can check out Patric's mastermind. Again, if you want a copy of the if you want a copy of the SEO 2024 book by Majestic, shoot me an email at dre@seo.video. If you are in the US, I will send out a free copy on me. Kenneth Ellis, happy Friday, everyone. This should be a great one, guys. You know, we don't have that many local SEOs that come on here. I mean, we'll talk about Google Maps. So happy to have Patric on here. Looking forward to ranking my maps. Kobe, what's up, Kobe? If you're just tuning in, we got Patric Shannon here. From the founder of LeadSnap. He also has his own mastermind, mentionmasterminds.com. You can check out the link in the live chat. Carol Fry, hey Dre, hey Carol. All right. So Patric, did you have something awesome to eat? I know you have a busy day today.
Sweet greens, man.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Healthy and tasty.
Love it.
No affiliation.
Is it sweet greens from the actual restaurant Sweet Greens, or you made your own?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
No, it's very rare that I'm gonna make my own type of guy.
Oh, man. All right, Ernesto. Yo. All right, we're coming down to 2 more minutes to go before the show starts. If you're just tuning in, we got Patric Shannon here, and we will be talking about boosting your Google Map rankings. We have this process ready to go, and we're learning his SEO journey. Some awesome stuff. Don't be shy, guys. We got less than 2 minutes to go, so leave a comment in the live chat. Lucy says hi. All right, we're coming down to 1 minute. Patric, I'm going to go ahead and put you on mute for real quick, and then I'll introduce you in about 8 minutes after the hour once we get things started. All right, brother. And if you guys know about SEO Spring Training, here is a little clip on SEO Spring Training before we get started. Want to unlock the keys to search engine dominance in 2024? The 5th annual SEO Spring Training Conference returns April 3rd through 7th in Scottsdale, Arizona. Join hundreds of search engine marketers and leaders to get the latest strategies, tactics, and insights to boost your SEO success. Attend over 40 sessions on topics like advanced SEO techniques, AI optimization, local SEO, and more. And actual takeaways from renowned industry professionals leading the way in SEO innovation. And most importantly, connect and build relationships through networking events designed to foster career growth and strong community of marketing peers. Space is limited, so secure your spot today before tickets sell out. Visit SEOspringtraining.com to register and check out conference details. Level up your SEO skills in Scottsdale with SEO Spring Training 2024.
Yeah. Hey, time to get it started, no delay, let's work. Wanna see you be an SEO expert. Paul Andre De Vera, steady dropping knowledge. Over 15 years in the game, so he knows all about it. Master the art of SEO, you will be amazed. Time to get your brand off page to on page. Dropping knowledge, legendary for sure. Whether you're just getting started or self-employed entrepreneur. Yeah, let's go. Subscribe to the SEO video show.
Hey, welcome to another episode of the SEO video show where SEO is alive and fun. My name's Paul Andre De Vera, aka Dre, and I curate SEO videos released in the past week into about 1-minute clips. My favorite part of the show is when I get to introduce my guest, and this week's guest is the founder of LeadSnap, Patric Shannon. Before we get started, let's say what's up to everyone in chat. I see Lucy, Ernesto, Carol, Kobe, Kenneth, Jeremy, Chauncey, Stefan. Hello, everyone. Support the channel by liking, subscribing, and hitting that notification bell. Now let's get on with the show.
Hey Dre, what's the optimum view for an SEO? Page view. Get it? Page view.
First, quick update from Google. What should you do with your old site? John Muller explains. Let's check it out.
I strongly recommend removing or cleaning up the old website when setting up a new website. The main reason is that your new website might have slightly different information, which could confuse users. For example, maybe the opening hours or the address have been updated. Ideally, you'd redirect the old website to the new one. Often your web developer or hosting platform can help with setting these up. With redirects, search engines can forward their existing signals to your new website, improving the new website standing. Users will then also end up on your new website. I'd recommend keeping redirects in place for at least a year. If you can't set up redirects, try to replace the old content with a text saying that you move to a new domain name. And if that's not possible, I'd suggest just removing the old website. And if none of this is possible, then there's no penalty for your new website, but it does mean that both your old and your new website might be findable for a while.
Depending on the type of site, one strategy is to change the old website's content and have both sites rank on page 1 of Google. I mean, Ted Kobayas did this to own all 10 listings with websites on page 1 for one of his clients. I mean, I've always been an advocate of dominating more pixels on page 1 of Google with video. I mean, this is just another way to own more page 1 real estate. How to find sites for Parasite SEO, Jacky Chou.
What I personally do is I just follow these queries periodically, and I just check what's on the front page, and then I just go through those parasites and then see what other people are doing, and then I throw those queries into my tracker. So yeah, let's go over that right now. All right, so further down the front page we found Times Union, which I already know it's a parasite, but let's just see for sure. Okay, NorCal Marketing, this is 100% a parasite play. So let's just see what they're doing. Throw that in. Best online casino. Perfect. So it's 100 confirmed. Times Union is working. And yeah, so you're probably wondering, all right, I can probably reach out to these guys, get a parasite post. You could try. You'll probably see that they're going to quote out the ask. It's going to be much higher than some suppliers out there. You're probably wondering why. It's because they give you volume pricing. So with that said, what you should probably do is just go through an agency. This is the agency I use. I included it in the link right here. And yeah, I think they have Times Union right here, 2.8K per post. Not cheap, so you got to make sure, you'll be able to make your money back. But yeah, some of the other keywords I track are like best gold IRA. You see JPost is here, Times Union is here. So if you see a parasite in different queries, that means it's probably working very well and other people have found it. What you can do is, you probably won't be able to target the same keyword, but what I would do is I would target something lesser competition.
I've heard a lot about Parasite SEO over the past few months. This is a great way. To find new parasites to post, and will be a part of my own research checklist. I've included the link to Jacky's parasite source below, so be sure to check that out. Speaking of research, here's how to steal your competitor's EEAT the easy way by Let's Talk SEO. Let's check this one out.
So what we do is we click on over here, we went ahead and we clicked on these three dots and we open about the results. Then we go to about this page, which is mainly telling us about this page over here, KC Elite Training. And what you see is when it first opens up is it gives you information from the GMB and from the Google My Business and posted 1 year ago. This is mainly saying that, this information was posted 1 year ago, but not necessarily that the listing is a year old. So all of this information you can see this is headed as a real address, a physical phone number, and this is the description. But that's not the interesting part. The interesting part is what it is over here. So Google considers Yelp to be a strong signal. So Yelp is there, and it says that Yelp is also seen as an EEAT signal, as a trust signal, because they're real people reviewing the website. And so you see it has a very low star rating. Then there's a BBB, which is a Better Business Bureau. And they're over here. They're also in Dog Training Elite Kansas City program, which I think that it is another website that their own, where they're mainly selling courses. So Google knows that this website over here is tied in with this website over here, with the main website. And then there's a press release that they've done. And if you look at the press release,
this was a new research tip I haven't used, and I will also add this to my checklist when doing some research. Use predefined services to increase your Google Map rankings by Ranking Academy. Let's check this one out.
Predefined services are not in the ranking factor report yet, as it's a relatively recent discovery and wasn't included in the last annual local search ranking factor report. But I bet it will make the cut next time. You might be asking yourself, what are predefined services? Well, based on the business categories you've selected, you might have the option to add specific services to your Google listing. To see if this feature is available to you, log into the Google account you use for managing your profile. Once you're in the management interface, look for an icon labeled Edit Services. If it's there, you're in luck. You can add the services you offer. Often, Google will have already listed some services by default based on your business categories. Below this list, there's usually a link to add more services. Clicking on this will bring up a list of additional services that Google deems relevant to your business categories, known as predefined services. You can select any of these to include in your profile, and don't forget to save your changes. Using this strategy means your listing could now be found in search results for those services in as little as 24 hours.
Do you know who can increase your Google Map rankings? My guest today, which brings me to my favorite part of the show. Please ask questions on the topic and I will address them in the order that they are received. But before we get started, here's a word from our sponsor. Ever wonder how to get your brand noticed? I found the answer with Magic PR. Thanks to Magic PR, my brand now reaches over 500 plus premium news and media outlets. I've seen my press release on MSN, AP News, Business Insider, Yahoo Finance, and many more. But it's not just about visibility. With Magic PR's unique SEO process, I've noticed incredible boosts in traffic to my site and improved local and organic rankings. From crafting the perfect press release to building a powerful SEO campaign, Magic PR is always there for me. Want to experience the magic of PR? Try Magic PR just like I did and watch your business reach new heights. Patric's diverse journey includes roles as an SEO specialist, 7-figure agency owner, and a SaaS founder and an agency coach. He is the founder of the 3 digital marketing companies. He shares his wealth of experiences to provide unique perspectives. He will be speaking at the SEO Spring Training Conference in Arizona. Please welcome the founder of LeadSnap, Patric, Shannon. Patric, my man, welcome to the show.
Thank you, man. That was amazing. That this is studio quality.
Love it, love it. Everyone, just give a round of applause. Patric, I'm gonna get right into it. This is the first question I ask all my SEO professionals that come on here in 1 minute or less. How does Patric get ranking on page 1 of Google?
Wow, one minute or less, huh? I guess just understanding what Google wants and actually give it to them, right? So we're always trying to do all these kind of like magic tricks, but really it comes down to quality. And if we can just stop trying to trick them and align our strategies with what they're actually looking. So better quality information, better client, this makes life a lot easier.
Love it, love it. First knowledge bomb of today. Hold on real quick. Let's rewind this real quick. Take us way back, way back. When did you first get into SEO?
So actually my first job out of college, 2001, was SEO. That lasted about 3 months. I had a terrible boss. My boss, we had the agreement that I was going to get a bonus. Back then it was like page rank. And if we hit this certain page rank by a certain time, I would get a bonus. We did it, but instead he decided, you know what, we're going to lower your salary. We're not going to give you a bonus, but next quarter you'll have a really good shot at a bonus because you've done great work. And I said, well, I think this is my last day. So bounced around for a while after that, but first SEO job was in 2001, which I think that makes me old in this industry, right?
No, not really. I mean, the same here. I mean, we're probably the same age then. I mean, I want to go into like, so what made you interested in it? What made you actually like, go full on with it?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a crazy journey. So SEO, I quit that job. I had double majoring in accounting and management information systems. I worked as a tax accountant for about 2 years. And then, I was not enjoying that. Accounting is not for me. That's boring. So I was playing a lot of poker with my buddies on the weekend, and one thing led to another. And, after about 1.5 years or 2 years, I quit my job and I spent the next decade as a professional poker player.
Oh, nice.
So traveled around the United States playing poker, ended up moving out to Vegas. Over time, I grew to hate it. And they had kind of like legalized online poker in Nevada. And I was like, okay, I got to get out of this casino, negative energy, and started playing online. And the website was terrible. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to learn to build a website that can take notes on players, because poker is a game about understanding people and then adjusting to their tendencies, right? So I ended up building this tool, a poker note-taking tool to track your hourly rate, track your other players. So that led me into software. If you're social and you also know how to build software, then people start asking you to do stuff. And eventually they're asking me to build websites. And I realized the websites I was building, they had no chance to get the business owner what they wanted, which was SEO. So I kind of like went back to the roots, right? And started hiring coaches, taking courses, testing, and just kind of like building my own thing. And, that was kind of the birth of the SEO agency.
Love that. So was there anyone in particular you followed? Any resources that you can share?
I joined a group and I learned a lot from it. And in the end, the group kind of went sideways. So it's not one that I like to recommend. But, there was absolutely people along the way. I joined different masterminds. That's been a huge thing for me. Creating relationships and friendships along the way. I read things like, Backlinko and stuff like this, and just trying to find other SEO geeks back in like 2014, 2015, SEO was a thing, but it wasn't what it is today, right? There's way more agencies now. There's way more knowledge. There's people creating content. A lot of it, in my opinion, is incorrect and kind of leads people down the wrong way. And I would read stuff, study stuff, talk to people, try it out, and then adjust,
Love that. So I want to take us into the beginning of our conversation on the topic of Google Maps. I mean, I want to bring us forward. I mean, can you provide some background on LeadSnap, which is a company you own, and your experience on ranking local businesses?
Yeah, absolutely. So when I started my agency, I started a model that is maybe different than a lot of agency owners, where we would build websites, we would maintain ownership of the websites, we would rank the websites, and then we would sell the leads. And as I was going through this, and as I started building this out, I started playing with other tools out there, and it was so obvious that the Google My Business was the most important part of the ranking for a local company. You know, they say 50 to 70% of the clicks are happening in that map area. And there wasn't really a good way to measure your results. There was no way to automate a lot of the processes. So we had no plans when we were building LeadSnap to, to try to sell this as a product. It was something that was internal for us. We're at the point now, I don't know what we were at when we started building it. Maybe we had 300 or 400 Google My Businesses. Now we have 2,500, right? So it's a lot to manage.
Yep.
And through that, we've been able to test a lot of different things. So when we started it out, it was more of a way to, we've got leads coming in from all these different areas, and we needed a way to be organized with those leads. We needed a way to get the information on the Google My Business, how we are ranking, where are we ranking at each spot, right? And, people are trying to shut down our locations where they say, hey, this location is closed, or they try to change our phone number. A lot of times, maybe this is the competition. So, we needed a way to be able to automate stopping that. So I built this with no plans of selling it. And, like I said, I joined masterminds, and I was at one. I was out at one in Las Vegas. And, I'm just like talking to people. We're trying to understand how the different strategies, what you're doing. And somebody said, hey, how do you manage the Google My Businesses? Like, what are you doing? You got like spreadsheets? And like, no, actually we have this like internal tool. And they're like, oh, that's cool. Can I see that? And I was like, yeah, I'll show you this thing. And I showed it to them. And then after a minute, they're like, is there a way that I could like pay you for this? And I was like, oh, this is a business. I didn't know. I had no idea, so from there we started shaping it and, preparing it for the real world. Right. So that was kind of the birth of it. And, it's been super cool to see the way that people have adopted it and fallen in love with it. And, it's sometimes you kind of head down a path and you don't really realize where it's taking you. And then you look back and you're like, man, we've done something that's really cool.
Yeah, 2,500 locations. That's crazy. I can't imagine that. I only imagine maybe a total of 3, and I find that kind of hard. All right, we have Jeremy in the audience. There's pro poker player doing SEO. I hope he's not in any of my niches. Oh man, Jeremy. All right. Let's get back to the show here. I want to go into more of like into the questions of like how we can get some information on ranking our Google Maps. And when we talk about Google Maps, we're talking about like business profiles. Like it's one and the same. They're like the same thing, right? When you refer to maps.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's a million different names for it, and Google's changed the name of it. And local SEO people love to come up with cute little funny names, like they call it the 3-pack, the snack pack, the map pack. Google My Business, it changed to Google Business Profile, but it's all the same stuff, essentially.
Got it. So, I mean, at a high level, I mean, what are some main ranking skills like a new business should know? Let's maybe mention like 3 of them. Yeah.
So the first thing that you want to do is everybody has the power to fully complete the business profile, right? So all the information that's in there, right? We need to fill that out as complete as possible. So, I always kind of like explain the Google My Business kind of like it's an antenna, right? Wherever you are, you put the antenna, you set it up. So there's a verification process, and that's changed a little bit over the years. It used to be a postcard, and Google's made it more difficult with video verification. But we've got some really good strategies on how we can get the Google business profiles verified. But wherever you set this up, it's tied to a physical location, and that's kind of like an antenna that goes in the ground, right? And so wherever you're closest to that antenna, the signal will be the strongest. So that's one of the biggest ranking factors is proximity.
Okay.
So what are some strategies you can do to have better proximity? Well, if you get more reviews, if you kind of like get citations, all these different things, it's like your antenna gets a little bit taller, right? Every time it gets a little taller so the signal can go further. And this is actually a great way to sell this to your clients, because if clients get confused when you're trying to explain your services, they're not going to buy. But if you can use analogies like an antenna that everybody understands, then we can demonstrate our expertise in a way that they understand it, and we can help them help them understand what needs to happen, and we can be that person to solve that problem for them, right? So proximity is a good one. The name is going to be a huge factor.
Okay.
The number of reviews. So it's kind of like there's some things that kind of cancel out, right? So for instance, say I'm in the fencing niche and everybody chooses like fencing contractor. Well, the category is a big ranking factor, but if everybody has it, then it kind of like cancels out, right?
Okay.
So the name, if we got keywords in our name, then that is a signal, and that can improve our ranking. The number of reviews, right? So a lot of this is like, well, people try to start getting like fake reviews and stuff, and then Google cancels those out, and it's kind of this cat and mouse game. The click-through rate is one of the biggest ranking factors, and then and some of you guys may know their software out there. It's Black Hat, but it can manipulate that. So I would say those are probably the top ranking factors there.
Love that. Thank you for sharing that. I mean, when it comes to like filling out the information, are you talking about like everything? Just go in to the business profile and just fill out every single piece of information you can that's on there, like Q&As and whatever products and stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously some of the stuff is not going to apply in certain niches, right? Like, I'm not even sure if you're like, again, going back to like fencing or something like this, there may be options in there for like products, and how can we put products in there? Well, we can try to find a way to get products in there, but I don't know if like menu or something like that's made for a restaurant. I think if you select the category, things show up and disappear. All those options in there, you want to get those completed as much as possible. Opening date, your hours, like the description is an opportunity for you to put in the keywords and things that you want to rank for. There's an option to have an appointment booking link. So how complete can we be on this?
Excellent!
All right. So after that, you talk about like making sure your keywords are in the Google, your business title. I mean, I had a problem here myself, so I'm curious what your thoughts are on this. So I had Paul Andre De Vera, SEO consultant, and all of a sudden it was changed. They took off the SEO consultant part. I mean, do you know what's going on here? What are ways to make sure the keywords stick into the titles?
Yeah. So, I mean, if you are choosing a name, if this is your LLC name, then the opportunity for you to get that in the name is a lot higher, because you can go back to Google and be like, hey, here's a link to me on the state registrar site that shows this is the name of my business, you guys. But because keywords are a valuable ranking signal inside the Google My Business name, Google will look for that strategy and remove them, right? So SEO consultant, you're clearly trying to rank for that. So one of the strategies would be like submit proof that this is the name of your business, right? To get it back in there. And, people have gone so far to setting up like DBAs to include this stuff, right? So that like, hey, maybe the name of my company is like Patric Company, but I'm a fencing company. So what if I set up like, Las Vegas Fencing Company DBA as Patric Company, right? So that way I can take advantage of that. So I know that people have had some success with that. I think if you have citations from some of these big sites on one of your videos there, right? You showed how they said Yelp was like a one of the strongest signals for that website, right? So if you have these signals from these trusted sites that say like SEO consultant, then you're telling a consistent story that points back to the same destination.
Got it. Yeah, I believe on mine, I just had my name, Paul Andre, I had the SEO consultant just on the Google business profile itself. So maybe that's why. All right. Speaking of citations, I mean, what do you look for? Are you looking for volume, quality? What's your method?
Quality is always best. And there's ones that we kind of get for every listing that we have. Like, there's the major socials like Facebook, and, we set them up for Yelp and Yellow Pages and some of these ones like this. If you actually like on LeadSnap.com, we have a GBP playbook. And within that, we list, if you download that thing, we list off all the best citations, right? And we kind of step you through the process. Like, quantity doesn't matter. I mean, there's something to it, right? But like, it's for us, it's always quality over quantity. And it's better to get local ones. So if I'm in Las Vegas and there's some local citations I can get for Las Vegas, then let's get those. If I'm in roofing, where can I list within the niche? So there's kind of like two different types of relevance, right? There's the local relevance, and then there's the niche relevance. So I would target both of those and hit the main sites. And there's some aggregators that will push it out to a bunch of different citation sites too.
Love that. Which brings me to my next topic of like hyperlocal targeting. I mean, in that PDF that you mentioned, for everyone, go to LeadSnap.com. That's LeadSnap.com to download this PDF. You talk about six hyperlocal local strategies, like optimizing Google Posts for neighborhoods. I mean, can you kind of walk us through these six tactics?
Yeah, absolutely. I actually don't have that. I will pull that up. But as far as like the local optimization, I mean, first it always starts with for us, it always starts with a heat map. So what LeadSnap does is it will tell us exactly how we're ranking in different parts of town, right? So I could say like, okay, the Google My Business is very proximity based, as we mentioned earlier, right? So that means if I do a search here and I go a mile down the road, my search results are going to be completely different. So very proximity based. So once we have our grid of how we're ranking, and if I can just maybe pull up something from LeadSnap and kind of show you what I mean. Once we have our grid, then we can build out our strategy for the local targeting. So I'm going to log in real quick, but posting, for instance, this is really important because this is an opportunity for us to share about where we want to rank. So if we're weak on the south part of town and we mention some of the neighborhoods that we want to improve our ranking from that part of town, then we're building relevance between that location and our Google business profile, right? So if I think Google has devalued this a little bit, it's just my personal opinion, but if someone mentions in a review that, hey, I have a house in, this Hawthorne part of town, and so now that there's a relationship between that part of town and our Google My Business. Google has evidence that we're serving this area, right? So that's a lot of it. And what if we were to go and write content on our website about this like Hawthorne part of town? So let me just, do I have the ability to share my screen?
Yeah, you do. And then I can focus on there. We have here Mindsaw, Big Pat. What's up?
What's up, Brett?
There we go.
I don't see the oh, there it is. I see the controls now.
All right.
Okay. Right on. Toggle screen sharing.
All right.
And we just get some eyes on this, and maybe this will paint a clearer picture. So this is within LeadSnap, right? So this is a company, Husbands Construction, whatever this is. So what this map is telling us is how we're ranking as we move across the city, right? So someone had done a search for deck builder, we would be 11th right here. And if we had searched from this part of town, we'd be 7th, right? And if I were to kind of zoom in on this, I just see the hyperlocal areas. So for instance, Santa Clara. So if I were to go to my website and I were to write about Santa Clara, I could influence the ranking for that location, right? So our Google My Business is connected to the website, and it contributes to our hyperlocal ranking. There's a lot of strategies that go in here, and they kind of go from like white hat to gray to black, right? But a lot of different ways active with this. Cool. So were there more strategies on that list? I didn't get the chance to pull it up.
No.
I'm happy to go over them.
I was making sure you're done there. So I'm curious when it comes to like these grid maps. I actually had a question on how this is done. Like, what's the maximum radius that you put? Like when you do this for clients, I mean, because you can set them to like 15 miles and 7 miles or whatever it is. I mean, what's your ideal map radius that you go by?
It kind of depends on what the objective is. So we don't have a maximum within our platform. I'll just like put in, let's just see roofing. Maybe this will bring, hold on one second. I'll just kind of show you how this works. So if I'm trying to understand how I'm ranking, or I want to know who's ranking across, these are all out of the United States. So if I'm trying to understand how I'm ranking across, we'll do this husband's construction. There we go. So this apparently is in a different one in Pittsburgh or somewhere. So I can go over here and I could say like, I want this to be a mile apart and I want this to be 13 by 13, right? That's fine.
We just see a map only.
Okay. Did I stop sharing?
I don't know. I just see this.
Hold on one second. Let me try it again.
Okay.
I'm new to this. I haven't used this version of the software before. So
there we go.
geez, how's that?
Yep. We can see it.
Okay, right on. So you can see I've basically got this grid that's just waiting. It's waiting for me to do something, and I can move this around if I want to. I could turn this into a circle and say, hey, I want to measure over here. I could draw if I wanted to. I could say, hey, I don't like these shapes. Maybe I'm near water and I want to make my own shape. So you can see, you can have whatever grid size you want. It's just really up to you. Like if I really need to, perhaps I've really improved my ranking in one part of town and I'm going to have a meeting with the client. Well, like maybe I want to make my grid a little bit, I want to zoom in on the area where we've had the improvement, right? But see, if I want to say, hey, I want to see how we're ranking across the entire city of Austin, Texas, and who's first, who's controlling this area, then maybe I make my grid size different. It really depends on what we're going after. You know, sometimes cities, like if you're in LA, that's a massive city and it could be ultra competitive. So maybe you don't want to, show the whole city because it's not going to give you the type of data that you need. Right.
Yep. Love that. So I'm curious now. Thank you for sharing that, everyone. All right. So we got a little peek into LeadSnap just right there. I want to go more into like, how can, like, let's say businesses, speaking of like areas, like how can businesses find like the profitable neighborhoods that they should focus their efforts on?
Yeah. I mean, that's a great question. One of the really good things to do is Google. I'll show you this. This is kind of like, a ninja trick here. Give me 1 second to Google Ads. If anyone's running ads, or if you've spent a good amount of money on ads in the past, the keyword planner has some awesome stuff in there. And I'll share my screen here again. And let's say like, Dre, give me a niche that you'd like to discuss or check out.
Personal injury lawyers. Okay. So I'm inside of here now. Give me 1 second to share the screen again. Okay.
All right. So you can see I've got this account up here. And let's say I type in like personal injury lawyer, right? And I'm going to put in get results and it's going to bring back.
I think he's misspelled.
Oh, man.
I think it was misspelled.
That's weird. I was just doing this the other day. Hold on 1 second. Let's try.
I think
personal injury lawyer. Get results.
There you go.
Man, it is telling me none of my ads are running. I think that's why it's striking out here.
Okay.
Let's try this again. It was weird. I just did a result a couple days ago.
I can take a look at.
Let me see if I can try a different account real quick.
Okay.
Let me pause this real quick. Anyways, within Google Ads, you have the ability to kind of, you can search for a keyword and then you can put in the region that you want. And then there's actually a way to say like, show it to me by city or show it to me by like zip code. And then Google will show you where the most searches are coming in for that region that you specified. So for instance, if I specify like personal injury lawyer, Florida, and then I can say like, hey, show it to me by city, then it'll show me a list of the top cities that have that search term and it will give the percentage difference. So it will tell you exactly where you can target or where you should target.
Nice.
I'm sorry. I guess my ads account is not performing how I want it to right now. Sorry, I can't give you that demonstration.
Okay. So it's in, you just go to Keyword Planner and go to discover keywords and just kind of do a search within that part right there. Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah. I didn't have a plan to dive into that, but that's one way. You know, if you don't have access to this, one of the strategies that you can do is like just looking at like, you know, one of the tools, Keywords Everywhere is free. You could use Ahrefs or SEMrush or Search Atlas is a fantastic tool that's coming on really strong. If you guys haven't tried that out. That's an amazing tool. But anyways, you can go in there and you can kind of make assumptions, and I can say like, hey, if the term with the most traffic is like water heater replacement across the nation, then it's probably going to be that term inside of my city too, right? So if let's say there's 10,000 searches across the country, then I know that in my city, that's probably going to be the most popular term. And I can start to add things onto it too. Like for instance, water heater replacement Phoenix is going to be a very popular term if water heater replacement is the national one. So a lot of times within this, if there's a ton of search for an area like Phoenix, then that word will actually show up. But for some of the local areas, it may not. And that doesn't necessarily mean that it's not there.
Love that. Okay, so when we go into, you talked about reviews as one of the main ranking factors, right? Getting reviews. I'm curious, like, how do you generate like a steady stream of high quality reviews, over time? Yeah.
So again, that's a topic, right? That goes from like white to black hat, right? The white hat methods. I'm not sure like where this show falls on the color spectrum of that.
You could talk about anything you want and share anything you want here.
Okay, right on. So I've heard that there's vendors out there that sell reviews, and I know that there's courses and strategies out there where people have gone so far as to like have VPNs and setups where they log in and they're buying aged Gmail accounts and creating them that way. So I've heard that can be really successful. I've also heard of people using programs like Craigslist to try to find local people that are real human beings to try to leave these reviews. And one of the strategies that we always employ with our clients, right, is we always send out a QR code. And the QR code, we give that to our client, and we teach our client a script. And the script goes like this. So like imagine that we just had a new roof replaced. And we say to the homeowner, Dre just got a new roof. We say, hey, Dre, what do you think of this roof? And Dre says like, hey, this is the worst. This is the stupidest roof I've ever seen. Well, for this, we don't show Dre the QR code. We don't tell him. We're like, hey, how can we make this better? Right. Yeah. But if Dre says, hey, this is the best roof I've ever seen. This is amazing. Then we say, hey, Dre, we really appreciate that. Here's a QR code. If you scan this, you've got a couple options here. We'll take $10 off your invoice for your time. We're not paying for your review, but we know that you're busy and we do want to value your time. Sometimes people will value like a gift card to Starbucks or something like this that's worth $10 more than $10 in cash because they've got it kind of in their hand and it's not money just off a bill, maybe, that they're paying over time. So the point is to get a system in place and to coach your clients to get a review from most of the people that are coming through. Within another strategy that we use within LeadSnap is, in my opinion, I think we have the strongest tool around Google My Business Management and like rank tracking, but it's also a CRM that has a lot of automations, and we have automations that will follow up with people to get reviews. So if the job is marked as completed, then send a text message and continue to send messages for as long as we set it until they leave a review. Once they leave that review, then it stops. So kind of like pairing a lot of these strategies together, I think is really where you need to be. And it can be frustrating when those reviews get removed. There's ways in there that you can go and I was talking to one of my students from my coaching program. He had like 100 reviews removed and it took him a couple months, but overnight he got 95 of them back. Okay. Right. So you want to reaching out to Google when those reviews get removed. And one of the cool things with LeadSnap is we have the reviews so we can tell when they've been removed. And then you could be like, hey, this reviewer is removed. Here's a screenshot of it.
Damn! Love it a lot there. We had Jeremy says, just got the LeadSnap playbook. It's awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Jeremy, for supporting and checking that out. And I want to go, I have a couple more questions here, guys, and we're coming close to time. So I want to make sure you guys get your questions in. If you guys have any questions, ask them in the live chat. So I want to go into more of some advanced tactics. There's one thing that you talked about on top of the hour on getting Google business profiles verified. I'm curious, can you share like a couple of those strategies there?
Yeah, absolutely. So, kind of what's changed over the last few years is well, like maybe back in like 2015, 2016, if you wanted to get a Google My Business, you would just press a couple buttons, and in 3 days, about 100% of the time, a postcard would show up, and then you would put that in, and it would be live. And then they started to not show up, or they would be instantly suspended. And then I'm not sure if people still get those postcards at all. They really push people towards video verification.
Okay.
So I think a lot of people viewed this as like the Armageddon of like, man, how am I going to deal with this? Well, like, here's some strategies that I hear work really well. Is you can get, you set everything up. Maybe you've got a house. I've even heard of people doing this at like an Airbnb, right? And you go to Home Depot and you can get like a sign, and you can put that sign in the front yard, and you start the video and you go through and you show the address. And then inside you can go through and show the business license. You can show business cards, an insurance statement. You show that you have the ability to log in, maybe to WordPress, show the back end, right? You're giving a lot of credibility. And this is how you can get a video verification live. There's a lot of other strategies. You know, what we had talked about with like, actually, so like the citations and those trust signals, those can be used as a part of some methods to get the Google My Business live. If you've got some of these kind of things set up, and then, you know, I don't want to go into super details on this because it's a complicated process, but there's a ton of strategies. If people are interested in that, you know, you can reach out to me. We've got different sessions that go deeper into this, but the video verification is a really good way to do it. And especially if we have a client, like this is the first thing that you should do. If you land a new client, like, and they don't have a Google Business profile set up, then we should get one set up, right? And, you know, if it makes sense, considering their location and the type of the business, maybe they've got multiple crews serving different parts of a state, or, you know, then we could set up a second location and make sure that we've got one of those antennas that's always close to somebody.
Love that. We have another comment from Jeremy. Speaking of black hat with local, I heard it's actually hard to get penalized. Holly Starks is the queen of black hat and never been penalized. Is this still the case?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of misconception on like penalties. So I think like penalized is your website actually getting penalized, and you like are filtered. Like, I think that may be hard to do. It's pretty easy to get a Google My Business suspended.
Okay.
And maybe some people will view that as a penalty. I think that there is a kind of like general, I wouldn't say general, I would say most people in SEO, they are so scared to depart from this line that Google has drawn that says, hey, this is exactly how this is what you got to do. This is exactly how you do it. And some people, everyone's got a different threshold on how far they want to get away from that line. It's my opinion that you can get pretty far away from that line and be okay. But around the Google My Business, because that is responsible for such a large percentage of the leads for local, it's really easy to get those suspended.
Thank you for sharing that. And this is like my last question on the topic, guys. So be sure to ask your questions if you have any. I mean, when it comes to competitive keywords in dense cities, I mean, what's your best strategy to dominate across like a metro area?
Sometimes I think that Google has drawn these like almost imaginary lines, and no one can go across the whole city no matter what you do. I just think that's just the way it is. Like certain niches, if you look at roofing in Los Angeles or some niche like this, you're just not going to go across the entire city. Like it's just impossible. No one's going to do that. I haven't seen that in certain niches. You have to have everything dialed in, right? And I think you know, some of the CTR stuff starts to play a bigger factor. You know, there's the strength of the website. The reviews matter, the legitimacy of these reviews. Like, did the reviews have pictures? Like, you've got to have every little piece kind of like dialed in here. Age starts to play a factor, right? So all these different things have to be set up correctly, and, you know, keep building out. I've noticed that I can rank a Google My Business without a website, but I also have noticed that it's easier to rank my Google My Business when my website is strong. So we spend time building into the website. We have lost, like we've had really good ranking Google My Businesses, and then we lose it. And because our site is ranking organically, we still have leads coming in. So I think the citations, right, getting really strong citations, and there it is big too. And you know, just kind of like, hey, what are all the different things that are influence the ranking? Am I dialed in on all those? Does the competitor have an advantage on any of those? Looking at those areas, creating a lot of content on the local areas across the city. It kind of like, Dre, it's kind of like when you throw a rock in the water and there's like ripples, right?
Yep.
So you'll notice that as you improve the rankings, it's kind of like that. It gets a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger until it's stretching more and more the stronger you get.
Love that, guys. I mean, again, I didn't see any questions come in the live chat, so this is my last question that I ask all my SEO professionals to come on here. If someone wanted to become an SEO professional themselves, get into the SEO industry, what would your advice be to them?
I would say, like, get around other people, because you know, you can kind of see there's questions that maybe we've danced around a little bit here, and there's nothing like when you're you know, you're breaking bread, maybe having some cocktails with people, spending some time laughing, having fun. You know, this is where those relationships are huge over time, and you know, being able to leverage other people's information. We're all trying things differently. We think about things differently. We test it. If you and I trust each other and there's an exchange of value, when you discover something new, you probably want to share that with me. So I would say, like, you know, going to these events, putting yourself around the right people, you know, joining these groups, being active, testing yourself. Like, there's so many things, in my opinion, that are out there about SEO that most people believe that, you know, we've kind of proven, like, hey, that's not true at all. And you know, Holly Starks, she's a good example. She's done the same thing. She's like, oh, everyone thinks this, but we've like tested this tons and tons of time, and we haven't found that to be true. So I think a combination of all those different things.
Love that. And for this episode to feel complete for you, please, anything you want to share, and last comments, and how can the people get a hold of you?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got obviously LeadSnap.com, and that'll go through to me. We've set up a page there too. So wants to kind of like jump into our group on Facebook. We have I think it's facebook.com/LeadSnap or group/LeadSnap. If you just search LeadSnap. So we do a weekly call in there. Okay. We have a fantastic community. We do masterminds 3 times a year. So our next one is February 1st through 4th. As you mentioned at the top of the show, right? Mansionmasterminds.com. So that's plural. We're bringing in some very high level speakers to this. This is the 3rd one we've done. We have a 20 bedroom mansion that we've rented out. We have Thursday, we kind of have like a meet and greet with the bartender. Friday and Saturday, multiple high level speakers that we're flying in. We cater everything. And then Sunday, we have a pool party. There's a lazy river in the backyard. You know, we've got a DJ, there's a bowling alley built into the house. There's a basketball court inside the house. So it's just like an amazing community with a ton of really smart people having fun, sharing their expertise. So I would say those are some good ways. If you check out leadsnap.com, SEO-show, I'd be happy to send you guys like a bonus training on fill out your information. And I'll send you over a bonus training on you know, some of the GMB stuff that we talked about.
Ooh, love that. Love you. Thank you so much. That's leadsnap.com/SEO-show. Be sure to go there and fill that out. And we have a comment here from Jeremy. Crazy good show today. Thank you both. All right. And you guys, don't forget, Patric will be speaking at the SEO Spring Training Conference. This is all the way out in April, so be sure to check him out as well if you want to meet him in person and hear what he has to talk about. So Patric, can you hold on for one quick second while I sign off here? Just hold on for one quick second. All right.
Absolutely.
Cool. All right, guys, that concludes another episode of the SEO Video Show. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And please support our sponsors. We have SEOnitro.com for some backlinking, patent backlinking software, and magicpr.com. Until next time, I will see you guys next week. Peace out. Woo!
Thank you for watching. Hope you come back next week. Make sure to subscribe. You don't want to miss a thing. Hope you learn something new, cause the vibe is incredible. From the special SEO professionals, SEO video show, let's work. Want to see you be an SEO expert. Paul Andre De Vera helping you step it up. No delay right now, time to level up. Hey, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe. Woo!